I don't know how warm she is. Let's warm it up here. A little dirty. It's a 2003 K1200 RS. I love a single side swing arm, man. I do love it. I love how that looks. It's so pretty. I don't like how they hide it with the pipe. It's kind of weird. What do I know about this bike? I think it's 1170cc, inline 4, 130 horsepower, 87, 88 foot-pounds of torque, shaft drive. It is a fat pig. It weighs a lot. It weighs close to 630 pounds, which kind of negates the 130 horsepower, not much torque. It's not the fastest, but it is very comfortable. It's even more comfortable for your passenger. It's got electronic assisted stuff that does fail. I do know that the servos, I don't know if you guys can hear that on the camera with the servos. It's electronically assisted braking, and good Lord, it's hot. I should not have this liner in my jacket. I thought it was cold. It is a little warm. Okay, as I said, it's electronic assisted. Now you can bypass that, so if it ever fails, you can actually bypass that. Why I really wasn't worried about it, but doing the research, never really had a problem with it. You were able to put a lot of mileage on these bikes. When I was looking at them, I found one that was the same year. It's an 03. It had 95,000 miles on it, and it looked amazing. It is weird on the canceller. The canceller is over here. It's the one button, and it cancels both turn signals. The left one does stick sometimes. I figured that out. You just got to pull it with your thumb like that. It's very quiet. It's very comfy. Like I said, it's not the fastest, but it's a sport tourer. It's a tourer. You don't have to go 160 everywhere, even though on this bike you could. But you don't have to. It's nice and comfy. I think it's pretty. I don't understand why I'm catching flack for it, other than Europeans use it. What are you doing? Europeans use it for a cop bike. It's got heated hand grips. 2-stage, which is funny because there's only 2 manufacturers that make these hand grips, the BMW OEM and somebody else, and they've got the electrics in it. So the hand grips are like $100 for a set of grips. Excuse me. Oh, damn it. It gets really good gas mileage. I'm pulling about 60 miles a gallon out of it. I have to turn my phone on.
Hello?
And let's see. I like it in blue and white. They made it in black. The black one I found was the one with 98,000 miles on it, so I passed on it, and it was the same price. It's got adjustable handlebar positions. You can move these forward and back. I've got it set closest to me. It's a little higher up in the air, makes it a little more comfortable. You don't have to bend over it. The only complaint, I really wouldn't call it a complaint, the foot pegs are a little far back. It's more of a sporty position on your feet. With your feet, my feet are a little farther behind me, tucked under me, than I'm used to on a touring bike. But since I've been riding sport bikes my whole life, and dirt bikes where you scoot way up on the tank and your feet are behind you anyway, it really doesn't bother me. Make sure my fence is closed. Yeah, it really doesn't bother me at all having my feet back like that. I find it comfortable. Somebody that's used to riding a Harley with their feet here or out here would probably not like it, or say that their feet are tucked under them and they don't like that. I don't mind it because I've been riding sport bikes for most of my life, and I'm used to it. It's comfortable for me. I could ride this for hours in this seating position. Got cruise control. This is the first motorcycle I've ever owned with hazard lights. It has hazard lights. Yeah, first bike I've owned with hazard lights. It's got pretty good headlighting system. The forks, it's got an anti-dive system on it, so it shouldn't dive. And if you let off the gas, it really doesn't. You get on it hard. You can feel the anti-dive system working. It's a little antiquated, but it still works, and it feels good. So for how big it is pretty quick. It's not Hayabusa Honda Blackbird super fast, but it's missing 30 horsepower shy of the Blackbird and 70 horsepower shy of the Busa. So, and it weighs more than a Hayabusa. I think a Busa's 570. This is up 630. But it feels really good with a back passenger when you're carrying them. The rear suspension's a little bouncy until you put a passenger on it. I have tightened it up. They've got a hand screw back here where you can actually increase the preload. So I did pump the preload up a little so it wasn't so squirrely in a corner when I'm riding it hard. And it feels a lot better with a passenger on it. My wife's about, I don't know, 140 to 150 pounds. She's very tall. She's 5'11". So it feels really good with her on the back of it, handling wise. I don't get a lot of sway or bounciness or wiggle. Got my new keychain. I got that off of Amazon. I think it was $4. The mirrors seem like an afterthought. I think they'd be better off down here somewhere, molded in. But they work, so they're in a good position. You can see behind you. Yeah, it's late enough in the year that all the leaves have fallen. They were pretty last week, and now they just all disappeared. It's been getting really cold at night, so the leaves have just been shedding profusely. So, yeah, everything now in Ohio just looks fucking dead. I do believe this does have a dampener. Yeah, it's got a steering dampener on it. Right there. If you can see that. A little bar that runs right there. So it does have a damper on it. I'm not used to that. I haven't had a damper on a bike since I owned a Gixxer. A little windy. Not too bad. I don't really feel the wind on this bike. It weighs so much. It weighs as much as a car, so I don't get pushed around a lot on this. I've put 1,000 miles on it and haven't vlogged from it. Yes, I know. Hush Puppy Addict, the most attentive moto vlogger. Yeah, not really. I have 5 children and a job that keeps me very, very busy. Usually when I'm vlogging, I'm going somewhere. I'm not just out for a ride. Sometimes I am. It all depends. Usually if I'm just out for a ride, I'm with someone. Oh, I love cruise control. Look at that. That's lovely. One finger steering. Oh, it wants to go right. Yeah, it wants to go right. I wonder if that was a real Ferrari or a Fiero with a body kit. Old girl still got it. Not bad. Handles. You just have to be aware. Oh, fuck. You just have to be aware of the weight. That wasn't too bad. I actually had to drop my butt off the seat a little bit. That was not. It's not as bad. It gives you good input. Outside the vineyard. Oh, off it a little. Yeah, she still got it. She can still move.